Hi, so basically this video is inspired by three things. That's Nicholas Lang, Ken Rao, and a thing that I've got here that I want to go through in a minute. Now, Nicholas pointed me at a guy called Pollum and Pollum's Mechanical Alphabet, which is just fantastic. It's this crazy Swedish guy, made all these models of various mechanical devices, sitting in two museums, one's in Stockholm. Got to go to Stockholm sometime and have a look at that, because that really strikes me as a fascinating thing to do. Ken wanted to know about worm gears and whether we could make an easy worm gear, and I've got one in mind that I'll be using in the next video, and that's going to be for hydrogeneration, really. It's basically an Archimedes screw, it's a worm gear screw, same thing. And we're going to flow water over it and use it as a generator. This thing is part of my desire to use my tools as adaptably as possible. Because I don't have a fortune. I wish I did. If I had $500,000, I'd buy an SLS sintering machine to sinter metal parts. That would be just awesome. But I don't have that. I have a basic tool set. I have a relatively small space to work in, so I kind of like to make them as adaptable as possible. And when I watch other people's YouTube videos where they have this machine shop full of the most wonderful things, I basically drool in envy. But I don't have that. And I think, like most people, I'm never really going to get that. So adaptability is one of the key issues. Now, what I've done here is take my drill press. This is a Chinese-made drill press, PBX. Probably the cheapest you could buy. It's about 40 quid or something. And it took me about 2 years or so to do that. And then inside here, I'm sure you know, is a set of pulleys. And you can change the drill speed by moving the fan belt up and down on the pulley drive to change the speed. So what I've done is put it at its fastest speed, which there's a Warnoff guy told me what that was. I don't know what it is anymore. Basically, the big pulley on the top here and the little pulley on the top there is going to spin that as quickly as possible. Now, in there, I don't have a drill bit. I have a router bit. So if you really need the warning about watching your fingers on this stuff, perhaps you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, we've got a router bit. It's no guards on it. We're about to stick some wood in there. So, you know, do your best not to get your fingers in there. If you don't feel you can, then probably not a good idea that you do it. Anyway, beyond that router bit, what I've done is bolt a piece of angle iron to the fixed table, because that's a good enough size for me. If you want to make this more adaptable, then obviously you could just put a wooden plate on there and screw in a guide, and the guide is going to go from the edge of the guide to the centre of the router bit. Now, set at that fastest speed, what we can actually do with that, and what we're going to do with it, is slot cut. It'll actually do a really good job cutting slots in timber. So I'm going to cut a few slots in this. All I'm going to do, obviously, is stick it in there, turn it on, and lower the router blade in, and then push it against the guide to the length of my slot. Now, slot cutting is a nightmare if you don't have an appropriate tool for it, and this does a really nice job cutting a slot by making a slight adaptation to your drill press. And the adaptation is basically bolting on a guide and putting a router bit in the press itself. So, very cool thing, very easy to do. Let me show you how it works. So the trick really is, don't try to do too much at once. It is not a router. So if you try to plunge it all the way through and zip it along, everything's going to shake and you're going to be pretty sorry. So don't try to do too much at once. So it does a surprisingly good job. Now, I want a hollow in here, a window, so I'm going to follow those lines down there, but those are two slots that I've cut in it, and now I'm going to go down there to cut out that central portion. Okay, it didn't do a bad job, actually. It's pretty good. However, like I say, this is not for the faint of heart, and not for those who are in love with all their fingers. So, you know, you've got to deal with it with a bit of trepidation. But it does work. It works quite well. And I figure if it can be a slot cutter, well, you've got a spindle router right there in your hands, haven't you? You just change the bit and you'll get a spindle router. If you really want to go to town on it, then make a table and put an adjustable guide in it. That'll do really well. Okay, so why did we make this? Well, we're actually looking at another one of Pollum's alphabets, mechanical alphabets. And I'm going to turn that into one of his machines that I saw, which I thought was super cool. Okay, so to make something useful out of this, all I've done with it is drilled a load of holes down the side. Now I've also made some pegs, because I'm going to put those pegs in those holes, and we are effectively making a linear peg gear. Now we can make this just slide backwards and forwards using a rotary gear, and that's exactly what I've made here. It's just a disc with the pegs stuck in, this time in the side. In the previous video we stuck them in that way, this time we stuck them in that way. So when it's in there and rotates, it will knock it in that direction. And equally, as it continues to rotate, there'll be a peg at the top which will knock it in that direction. So it will go backwards and forwards. Okay, so there it is finished. Now it does have another axle support to go here, but I left it out so that you could see the movement clearly. It does mean I have to hold the axle on this side so that we can spin it. But as we spin that, then that part cog engages and pushes it along. And then as we take it the other way, it goes and pushes the other way. Okay, that's it finished. I mean, there's something about mechanical movement, isn't there? Now, it should have a front axle holder, which is right here. I've left it off just so that you can see the movement. It makes it a bit wobbly when it's not on there. Now, this is obviously made out of MDF and dowel because I wanted to demonstrate that slot cutting device, and then I wanted to do something with it. And I'm very much reminded of a Scotch yoke with teeth, actually. Now the reciprocation here is in a dead straight line backwards and forwards. On the rotating crank reciprocating action that we did, it was actually a reciprocation of arc. Now, there's plenty of times when you want an arc, and there's plenty of times when you want a straight line. What I'm thinking about with this is if we attach that to something like a Bennett's doubler, then we could make that into an electrostatic generator really, really easily. So there's a whole range of things, again, that you can do with this particular mechanism. And it is straight out of the mechanical alphabet, obviously, and I just love making it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the video too, and please do remember to subscribe.